Okay, did you all see the offline lecture which was posted yesterday? Yes, class. Did you all see? Did you check out the offline lecture which was posted yesterday? How many of you saw it? Just raise your hands. We teachers are taking so much pain to create these videos for you all, and you people don't uh, give any response. Okay, you don't even take the care of checking out what is that video. Okay, most of your things are explained in the offline lecture also. Okay, so you people should take that a bit seriously. Please watch the offline videos, it's for your purpose only, right? Okay, so we will start with today's class. Okay, so in the previous class, we had started with selection statements, and within selection statements, we had seen the very first type, that is simple if and else if else. Simple if and if else statement. Just a second, I'll get my things ready. Okay, so we had seen these simple if and if else statement. Simple if, it only enables us to check the condition and execute some statements within it, okay, when the condition is true. Its syntax, I had already explained. What is its syntax? Can anyone, I want all of you to write the syntax on a piece of paper and send me through the personal chat in Microsoft Teams, or if you can use the chat box here, send it to me through that. I hope you people can use the chat box. So send me the syntax of, check your chat box, everyone. Write the syntax of simple if statement. Yes, so I send you the question. Start posting your answers fast.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am not able to join the meeting through my computer. It's showing that we have just sent a code to the email address and asking for the
You are
code.
probably entering a wrong email ID. You have to check your email ID. After at the rate, it should be moncodegopal.onmicrosoft.com.
Yes, ma'am, it's the same.
Then
Ma'am,
you
I will
give,
send.
you do
Ma'am,
one thing, after taking your classes through your mobile, you can just give a call to the school reception. Okay, they will provide you a new password.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, just mute yourself here, there's a lot of disturbance at your end. Okay, yes, come on, hurry up, everyone. I hope you all are there in the class, because today I don't see any reaction from anywhere. Dhruv Chaudhary, you have to write X on the next line. And if I is small, only one student sent me the answer. Good. But X has to be on the next line with proper indentation. Yes, others, hurry up. I'm waiting for your answers only. Ishan Mathur, one second. Just a sec. Ishan Mathur, it's again wrong. If condition has to be there. After if there has to be a condition. And Vedant Tomar, if I has to be small, all small case. Okay, little bit of indentation I can see, that's okay. Aliza, this is a flowchart which you have drawn. This is not the syntax. Yes, Rohit. Rohit's answer is absolutely correct here. Harsh Sahu, if condition is correct, statement should come in the next line. Statement should be on the next line. See, it is like this. I am again repeating it. If, okay, condition. Condition is mandatory with if. Because you will be able to take a decision only when there is a condition. Okay. Then you can see I'm leaving some space here. That is, I'm giving some indentation. Statements and S within brackets. Why? This means there could be a single statement also, and there could be a group of statements also. Understood? So this is the correct syntax of simple if condition. Okay. Okay. Bimbisar Jain. Yes, correct. Bimbisar Jain. Statement spelling is wrong. That is not syntactically correct. You can write any string. Okay. So this is the syntax for simple if. And what about if else? I want everybody of you to write the syntax of if else statement also. Right? Syntax of if else construct. Yes, write the syntax of if else construct now. Yes, Vedant Tomar, correct answer. I really hope I'm giving you a benefit of doubt. I really hope you provided the indentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Ishan, yes, Ishan also correct, but you have to differentiate between the statements. The first one within if has to be statement 1, second has to be statement 2. Okay. Yes, correct answer. Ishan also correct answer. Rohit also correct answer. Harsh Sahu, it is not complete. Harsh Sahu, if the your syntax is not complete.
Ma'am, by mistake I sent it.
You send me again, okay? So I'm just writing it over here. You can check it, everybody. If condition, condition will be there with if, then a colon, colon is mandatory. Statement 1, because this is course of action 1. Okay. And this statement 1 could again be a single statement or it could be a group of statements. Then else has to be there without indentation and followed by a colon. And one more thing, students, no condition will be associated with else. Please note it somewhere. Else will never contain any condition. Why? This is the last option, or what we say, the last resort. Okay. जब कुछ भी नहीं चल रहा हो तो else part execute होगा. जब कोई भी कंडीशन ट्रू नहीं हो तो else पार्ट में जो कुछ भी है वो एग्जीक्यूट होगा. Understood? So else is always without any condition. Else contains the statements which have to be executed when there is no other option. That is, this is the last option. Understood that? So whenever you are writing a condition, if suppose it is like this, voting age. So I write if age is greater than equal to 18, then it means that the person is eligible for voting. Right? Else means obviously it is for age less than 18. If it is not greater than or equal to 18, it will be less than 18, and hence the last option will be there, or the second alternative would be enclosed within else. Understood that? So else will not contain any condition. No condition here. Please mark this. Many of the students, your seniors, they have been making this mistake again and again. Along with else also they write a condition. So please note it, embed it in your mind that there would be no condition along with else. Okay, few more I got. Purvesh, yes, very good, Purvesh. He even specified statement block 1, statement block 2. All of you can check the chat box, students. Okay, next is Dhruv Chaudhary. If condition again, this X and Y, please remove that. Okay, no need of that X and Y. I don't know why you are writing that X and Y. If you just delete that X and Y, rest of the syntax is correct. Okay, so this is it. Now what we are going to do is write a program to accept a number and say whether it is even or odd. So just give me a moment. I will first remove all this. Now first you have to think, what will you do to check whether any number is even? You will divide it by 2 and you will check its remainder. So first let us create its flowchart. Every time create a flowchart, because flowchart will help you to understand the underlying concept. That is, it will help you to build your logic. In programming, logic building is very important. Okay, and nobody can instill that logic in you. You yourself can create your logic. So you have to figure out your own logic for solving a problem. Here we are understanding in Python. You are actually learning what? Problem solving, just like math. In math also, what you do, you learn some techniques, you learn some formulae, and you solve the problem and find out its solution. So here also you are trying to figure out a solution to a problem by writing instructions which a computer can understand, and it can give you the output. Okay, why we are doing, we can also find out whether a number is even or odd just by looking at its units place. If it is 0, 2 or any multiple of 2, it means it is divisible by 2, otherwise not. But computer cannot look at it in that way. You have to make, you have to write some statements so that the computer understands how to do it. So computer is a very dumb machine. You have to tell it exactly what to do. So इसीलिए हम ये प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं ताकि हम कंप्यूटर को बता सकें कि उसको प्रॉब्लम कैसे सॉल्व करना है. Okay. Once the program has been coded and fed into the computer, you can see how computer works. Okay, it works automatically. It you don't have, you know, it's just like, see, how process control is done, how manufacturing of goods is done in the factories. It's automatically handled by computerized systems, computerized manufacturing units. Okay. So the first step is to design all of that. That is a difficult task. Who does it? Humans do it. Okay. So we people, we engineers, they design the entire system. That takes a lot. That's a time consuming process, because you have to design everything and you have to decide on each and every step from A to Z. Okay, once everything is set up, and when the production starts and when the testing is also done, everything is done, and suppose it takes 2 or 3 years to set up the entire thing. Okay, designing, creating the blueprint, okay, and everything till testing. Once production starts, you can see that it takes very less time to create some product, to manufacture a product. And products are manufactured on a mass scale, which humans wouldn't be able to do at all. Why we are using a computer? Because of its speed and accuracy. Once you have tested your program, if your program is 100% correct, then you keep on giving it any data, it will keep on giving you the correct answer, that too without getting tired. That's the main reason why we create programs, so that computer can solve our problems easily. So now here it is, start. We are starting the program. Our next step is accept a number. We have to accept a number, so we will be using the input box. And I will write here, read a number n. In layman language, in normal English language, I have written this statement. I have not used any Python or C statement for this. Okay. Now you have to check whether it is even or odd. So I will be taking a decision here. So I will be drawing a decision box and I will write n mod 2, is it equal to 0? I'm asking a question. Okay. There could be two outcomes. It would be either yes or no. If you ask this, there are certain questions which are close-ended questions, which have the answer yes or no. So this is a close-ended question, that is n divisible by 2? Either it will be yes or no. If it is yes, print even number. If it is no, print odd number. And once you have printed even number, program gets terminated because nothing else is asked in the question. And if it is odd number, then also the program stops. Okay. So either, depending upon the condition, either this will be executed or this will be executed. One or two will be executed, never both. Only one, either one will be executed. दोनों में से कोई एक स्टेटमेंट ही एग्जीक्यूट होगा एक टाइम पर. Understood? So check out this. Can you write a program for this? Flowchart is in front of you. So first what you do is take a look at this flowchart and write the program and send me your code through chat. Okay, just a quick question. Question is open to anyone, but I want answers, okay? You don't have any start or stop statement in Python, right? You will directly start from this, read a number. What statement will you write? What Python statement will you write for this?
Ma'am, we can write print int input, enter the number.
Do you use print and input together?
No,
You just
sir,
want to take
num
an input from the user, okay? So you
num
can write
equals to
simply n equals int input, enter a number. Got it?
yes, ma'am.
आप इतना ही लिखोगे उसमें.
Ma'am, by mistake I told that print.
नहीं, it's okay. You will commit mistakes. And the more you commit mistakes, the more you will learn. Okay, so don't take it that way. So n equals int input, enter a number. So you can use eval also, you can take float also. Even numbers can be floating point values also, provided they contain all even values, provided they are divisible by 2. Okay, so you are in this statement, you have simply asked for an input. Next is this. What statement will you write for this? What will you write for this? This is the portion where you will be applying your if else statement. So I'll be giving this as a screenshot to you. Yes, I've sent as a screenshot. Okay, many have sent me the answers. Very good. 1 second, let me check it one by one. Yes, Dhruv Chaudhary, absolutely correct. Okay. Yash Bhadoria, enter a number. Okay, fine. Sending a screenshot is a better idea. I can also see whether you have applied indentation there or not. Shlok, there shouldn't be extra space between else and colon. Okay, mark that. Correct. Also correct. Okay. Then float input. Yes, correct answer, Vedant. All of you, those who have sent me. Others, where are the girls? Why are the girls not sending me the answers? Send me your answers quickly. Okay, I got one response from Chahat Agrawal. Yes, very good. Correct answer, Chahat. Others? Okay. More I got. Okay. Sharma. Let me check his screenshot. Correct answer. Very good. Correct answer. Ishan Mathur also correct answer. Very good. Yes, so I'm just going to write the program here. So I will be opening a new file and I will be saving it. What, suggest a name for this file? Can anyone suggest a name? What name should I give to this file?
I'm checking number is even or odd.
Even or
Dot
odd.
py.
.py. So this is my program and now I'm just typing here num, or you can take number also, you can take n also, a, b, c, anything you can take. Enter a number. This is a prompt which will be appearing on the screen. That is Python shell, Python console. It will prompt the user to enter a number. User will be able to understand that a number is being entered. Previously, many students used to commit this mistake. The number which they have to enter, they used to type it here itself. भाई ये जगह जो है ये नंबर टाइप करने के लिए नहीं है. This is only for typing a message so that when the program executes on his Python shell, he should get this message saying enter a number. Got it? If num now I'm writing it like this, num is even. Print num is odd. Now students, tell me, what do you infer from this? What will be the output? When I write here num is even, I'm just copying this entire thing and I'm adding one more statement here, print end of program. So I'm just copying this entire program and I'm pasting it over here. So you all can see the program over here. Now in this program, 1 second. Now in this program, students, I have taken a number. We'll do a dry. What is dry run? Execution of a program. Open your copies and we are going to do a manual execution of our. What will be that manual execution? Imagine, okay, and you will be executing the statements in the same 1 second. Let me check. Network is right. I'm just going to, okay, just give me a moment. I'll do one and rejoin. Don't go anywhere, okay? Yes. Hello. Yes, students, can
Yes, ma'am. We can.
am I audible to everyone?
Yes,
Is my
ma'am.
voice lagging now? Divya Jyoti Rao, it's okay. Harsh Sahu, yes, your answer is also correct. So I'll give you a like too. Okay. Yash Bhadoria. Okay, we continue. So we are going to do a manual execution where you will think that you will imagine that you are a processor and you are executing all these statements in the order in which they are given. So we will start with the very first statement. Okay, that is num. So it is in enter a number, user will enter any number. So just randomly pick up any number. Can anyone just give me a random number over here? Give me a random number. 10. Okay, someone gave me a number 10, right? Come to the next line. Now I am moving exactly in the same way as a processor would execute a program, right? So if num mod 2, first of all, it will divide num by 2. What will it get?
Ma'am, you have not shared your screen.
Ma'am, your screen sharing off.
Oh, sorry. Forgot. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We are doing a dry run. That is a manual execution of the program where we have to imagine that we are a processor and we have to take one step at a time and move accordingly. बिल्कुल जैसे कंप्यूटर एग्जीक्यूट करता है प्रोग्राम को वैसे ही उसको एग्जीक्यूट करना है. तो हमने फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट कर लिया, दैट इज num equals any random number was given by someone, so num equals 10. So right now what is your memory map? Num is pointing to an integer value 10. This is your memory map. Okay. Now second statement is if num mod 2. So what will happen? 10 mod 2 will give you what? We are using the modulus operator, that is the remainder operator. So what will we get over here?
0.
0. Exactly. We'll get 0. And 0 equals 0 as according to the statement. So 0 equals 0 will give me what? What will be the answer to this? Double equal to sign has been used, which is a relational operator.
True.
Yes, it will be giving me, see, left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So answer will be what? It will be true. And if the condition is true, what will be executed? This statement will be executed. That is num is even. Now you can see num is the dynamic part, is even is the static part. What is there in num? 10. So what will be your output? 10 is even. Got it, everyone? Will else part be executed? Will else part be executed? No. Why? Because condition was true, and if condition is true, then the if part will be executed. And if part is executed, else part won't be executed. So according to this number, this else part will not be executed at all. But now we come to the next statement, that is this. This whole is your if block. तो आपने ऑलरेडी कंडीशन चेक कर लिया, कंडीशन ट्रू थी, तो ये वाला स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट हो गया, लेकिन एल्स एग्जीक्यूट नहीं हुआ. So the program control now comes to the statement which immediately follows the if block. What is it? Print end of program. Is this a part of the if block? Anyone? Is this print end of program part of the if block? Why?
No,
Give
ma'am.
me reason. Give me the reason why. Why? How do you say that it is not a part of if block?
Because it has not have an indentation.
Because there is no indentation for this print end of program. Got it? Hence, it is not a part of the if block. So, whether the condition is true or false, this will be always executed. So, after this, what is going to be your output? End of program. So, this is your output. Is it clear to everybody? ये समझ में आया सबको? Is it clear? Now we'll solve another program with this. I'm giving you another question and I'm just drawing a flow chart here, okay? Start. Okay, I'm not drawing a flow chart. I will tell you the logic or the question. Someone asks you a question, is it raining? Your answer would be either yes or no. Okay. If your answer is yes, if you say yes, okay, then the message should be the person to whom you are asking. So it's not someone else asking you a question. It is you who are asking a question to your friend or anyone. Is it raining? Now, if the person says yes, you have to tell him, take an umbrella. And if no, you have to write it's a great day to bird watch. That is just moving around and watching the birds and admiring nature. Got it? So this is the program. You will ask a question to someone, is it raining? If the person says yes, course of action is this. You will be telling that person, take an umbrella with you. If it is no, course of action is this. Do it first, draw the flow chart. The first thing is draw a flow chart in your copy. And second is write the Python program. Which if construct will you use here? Simple if or if else?
If.
Are you sure if will do the work? Okay, you
If
can
else.
proceed with it. Why if else? Why if? Give me the reason. Reason देना पड़ेगा
Because
बेटा.
there are two conditions.
There are no two conditions. Condition is only one. But there are two courses of action. This is action 1. This is action 2. Depending upon the condition, there are two courses of action. भाई ये हो गया तो ऐसा कर लेंगे नहीं तो वैसा कर लेंगे. Understood? If it is raining, I'll take an umbrella. If it is not, I will be bird watching. Got it? So two courses of action are there. दो काम करने, right? That is why, but condition is only one. एक ही condition है. Is it raining? That is your condition, right? But there are two courses of action. That's why here you will be taking what? You have to also take care of if it is not raining. So that is why you will be using which if else. Do it and tell me. I'm sending you the question. Yes, take a look in your chat box. I'm stopping the share here. Take a look at your chat box, students. In the meantime, I will be drawing the flowchart here. Yes, flowchart have you all drawn? I'm sending a flowchart to you. Check the chat box.
Ma'am, can I clear the program?
Hmm?
I have written the program.
Send it.
Okay.
Okay, some students are sending me the answers. Let me check. Vedant Tomar, your answer could have been even done without simple if. I'll tell you what happens in this. Yash, you don't need to convert input into str string because it is already string. Input function always accepts input in the form of string only. So you don't have to explicitly convert it to str.
Okay, ma'am.
Rest of the program is correct. Okay, second. Very good, Ishan. Slow. Correct. And I like the way you are naming your variable slope. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to share the screen. Everybody look here very carefully. There is one mistake which I'm going to tell you what. I'm just giving it some indentation. This is the code sent by Vedant. Vedant, okay, just don't take it otherwise. It's just for highlighting the mistakes. Anybody could commit these mistakes, right? It's not mistake. Your program is absolutely correct, but I'll tell you one short drawback of this. That is, in this kind of a code, what happens is the execution takes a longer time. Why? It will check this condition also. Then suppose it is raining, this condition is true. What will happen? Take an umbrella, that becomes true. So take an umbrella will be printed on the screen. But now it doesn't need to execute this statement, because if it is, it will either rain or it won't rain. So if it is already raining and you have already given a course of action to the user, what is the point in checking this condition again? So बेफालतू में ये वाली condition भी check कर रहा है आपका processor. Understood? So instead of doing this, you should use else over here. Else will be for that case when this condition is not true. Understood? So यहाँ पे if ना use करके, if you use else, then the processor doesn't have to check an additional condition. That is the reason. You will learn these kind of things in next year when you study about the efficiency of algorithm. Right? Your programming is not just important, but also good programming or efficient programming is important, which puts minimum load on your processor, okay, as well as your memory. So you have to keep those things also in mind. Okay, so this was the question. So you can just take a look. Now I'm going to write the program for you all, and I've named the program as rain check. So I'm taking a variable answer and input, is it raining? If answer is yes, now you will be asking the user a question. User can answer it in yes also. User can write yes also. User can write this yes also. User can write this yes also. User can write this yes also. User can give y. User can give y. So many different options are there. User इनमें से कोई भी चीज लिख सकता है. Is your program ready for doing that? So what we are going to do, we are going to just modify it a little, and we will write if A and S, and we will be using a membership operator now, in, make a list of all these values. Sorry, this one is small y. Just a second, students, I'll just wrap this up. Yes, small y, capital Y. So you have to give the user choice for all of this. If user enters any one of this, it should match. So this says if answer matches with any one of these values, any one of these values, okay, then it will be considered as true. Understood? So I'm going to write it this way. If A and S in small yes, capital yes, capitalized yes, that's the title case yes, toggle case yes, or if it is small y, or if it is capital Y, any of these values, right? Print, take an umbrella with you. Else, if it is not yes, it should be no, right? Print, it's a great day. or bird watching. Or I prefer writing, it's a great day to bird watch. Okay, and let's run the program. So I'm just printing Y. Take an umbrella with you. I print N. It's a great day to bird watch. Any value you enter out of these, your program is going to accept that. So you have to think in this way. You have to make your program as user friendly as possible. That is also correct, but you are working hard, Dhruv Chaudhary, in this, है ना? उससे सबसे easy है कि आप एक list बना लो, list के अंदर सारी values डाल दो, use the membership operator in, it will work according to this only. So it's correct what you have done. You have worked a bit harder, and you had to type or in between each of the words. Okay, so you can save yourself that effort over here. Okay, so thank you, students. I wrap up today over here, and we will meet in the next class. Please do watch the offline lectures. Okay, don't ignore them. Do watch the offline lectures.